Hello, I'm Neil Nunes with the BBC News. The United States has criticized a decision by Arab foreign ministers to readmit Syria to the Arab League, 12 years after it was suspended for the violent suppression of pro-democracy protests. Relations between Damascus and other Arab governments have recently improved, as the BBC's Hesham Shawish explains.
There have been repeated calls for Syria to return back to the Arab fold. Egypt's foreign minister summed it up pretty well. He said that all phases of the Syrian crisis have proven that there's no military solution to it. We also saw this increasing engagement with the Syrian government following the devastating earthquakes back in February. We also saw two high-profile visits by the Syrian president, Bashar al-Assad, to the UAE. After that, the Saudi foreign minister visit to Damascus last month. So the timing here is very telling.
The authorities in southern India say at least 21 people died when a tourist boat capsized in the state of Kerala. They said the double-decker boat overturned in the middle of a river, and Balasaneti Rajan reports.
Eyewitnesses said the late evening boat service was organized following a rush of tourists going to a beach. The cause of the accident is unclear, but local media said the double-decker boat listed and overturned in an estuary. About 50 people were thought to be on board. 5 of the dead are children. Some of those rescued are in a critical condition. A number are still missing. The boat is now stuck in shallow, muddy waters, and efforts to rescue those trapped inside are continuing during the night. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he was pained by the loss of lives.
Police in the U.S. state of Texas are investigating what caused a car to career at high speed into people at a bus stop, killing 7 of them. They're examining 3 possibilities that the crash was accidental, alcohol-related, or intentional. It happened near a migrant center close to the U.S.-Mexican border. Victor Maldonado is the center's director.
Our camera has captured an SUV at very high speed running the red light. And it appears that when it was such a high speed that it hit the curve of the site where these folks were sitting down waiting for the bus. And the car flew like around, I'm going to say 200 feet and just took everything and everybody that was in front of them.
U.S. media say a gunman who shot dead 8 people at a shopping center in Texas on Saturday was a suspected far-right sympathizer. They say he was wearing an emblem with the initials RWDS, which is believed to stand for Right Wing Death Squad. Police have not officially named the gunman or released details about his motive. World news from the BBC. Air raids alerts have sounded across southern and central Ukraine in response to the latest missile attacks by Russia. Residents of Kiev were told to head to shelters shortly before midnight local time. The southern city of Odessa was among the targets to be hit. Footage on social media appears to show a large fire. Russia has stepped up its aerial attacks ahead of an expected offensive by Ukraine. 115 Venezuelan migrants who had been stranded in the Chile-Peru border for weeks have arrived back in Caracas on a plane chartered by the government. Many blamed tougher immigration rules in Chile for their decision to leave the country after months or years of working there. Hundreds of other migrants remain in the area, living in makeshift camps. A star-studded concert has been held in the grounds of Windsor Castle near London to celebrate the coronation of King Charles. The organizers said millions of people in over 100 countries watched the show. Our reporter Stephen Powell was one of them.
Welcome to the coronation concert!
At the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations last year, it was Paddington Bear who stole the show. This time, Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog were the ones to bring the house down, with host Hugh Bonneville.
We're looking for our seats. You know, we're in the royal box.
Wait a second, Kermit, it's him! A lord! A real lord!
If the Muppets brought the laughs, Lionel Richie had the 20,000-strong crowd in Windsor, including the royal box, dancing. Not necessarily on the ceiling, but certainly on their feet. But it was Katy Perry, Take That, and an impressive light show that brought the night to a roaring climax.
Stephen Powell with that report. That's the latest BBC World News.